GitHub is on a mission to accelerate human progress through developer collaboration. To achieve this, we aim to unlock 1 billion developers around the globe in the world's largest collaborative team sport, software development. Programs like the GitHub Accelerator not only provide funding, but time and expertise that are critical in helping maintainers to deliver a thriving open source ecosystem that in turn powers the world.
I'm Daniel, my brother Michael and I are from Sydney, Australia, and we do unsloth. Currently, when you fine-tune a language model, it can take weeks to months to do. So unsloth allows you to fine-tune language models 2 times faster, use 70% less memory, and with no degradation and accuracy. When we started off with programming, I think the most interesting part was solving puzzles and trying to create programs. We were trying to solve our own problem. We have a computer with not a very powerful GPU. And so we were trying to train a few language models for fun. And we found it to be extremely slow. And so we just optimized the code and we just launched it, and we did not expect the traction that we have gotten. We're extremely gracious and super happy for the open source community, and we have over 1 million downloads per month. Let me show you how this works. Head over to our website unsloth.ai and press start for free. You'll be redirected to our open source GitHub repo where we make fine-tuning 2 times faster and use 70% less memory. If you scroll down a bit, press Start Free Fine-Tune, and this will open up a free Colab notebook to start your first fine-tune for free. Colab provides a free GPU for a few hours, and our notebook provides a step-by-step guide on how to fine-tune Llama 3 on your own dataset. We show you how to do data preparation. Then, we show you how to train the model. And after all this training, we also show how to do inference on the model or run the model, and unsloth makes this 2 times faster. And finally, we also show you how to save and deploy the model for production purposes. We also support all popular open source models, including Llama 3, Mistral, Phi, Gemma, and more. And we provide notebooks to do reward modeling, continued pre-training, conversational style fine-tunes, and more. We also upload 4-bit pre-quantized models to our Hugging Face repo, where we have over 1 million downloads per month. You can also join our Discord community where you can ask any questions that you like or just jam on AI. And we're extremely excited to welcome you there.
Hi, my name is Tim Beck. I'm based in Vancouver and I'm the maintainer of OpenWebUI. OpenWebUI is a user interface for AI models. I've always been interested in robotics or just engineering in general. So it was kind of a natural progression for me to go to I love building Lego blocks to hey, let me try this programming thing. And I want this thing to be entirely open. We're on a mission to build the best AI interface for everyone. And unlike existing solutions that cater only to experts, our self-hostable UI is designed for easy setup, which is a single line of command, and is designed to operate entirely offline. And we also offer various plugins for LLMs and the WebUI itself. It's called Tools and Functions, and it can be used to enable function calling for LLM agents and multitude of tasks like message filtering and monitoring and much more. Let me show you what we're building.
First, I'll choose 2 models. One is Llama 3, which is running entirely locally, and the other is GPT-4o, which runs externally. One of the great features of OpenWebUI is that it allows you to easily compare different models side by side, so you can pick the ones that best fit your needs. I'll go ahead and toggle on the web search tool and ask, what is OpenWebUI? Now, without the web search tool, the models won't know what OpenWebUI is. This highlights how powerful our tools can be for adding context and information that the AI may not have inherently. So here's the fun part. I'll type in my query and both models would generate responses based on the information they have access through the web search. This allows us to see which model gives the most accurate and useful answer, helping you make an informed choice on which model to use. So here's where it gets really interesting. This is just one example of using tools in OpenWebUI. You can also code your own custom tools and functions. Imagine querying your internal database, or even sending an email directly from the WebUI after drafting one. The possibilities are limitless with OpenWebUI. With over 2 million downloads on GitHub, we ultimately aim to empower our users to leverage their chat interaction data and collectively push AI forward as a community.
Hey, I'm Alicia Sykes. I'm based in London, UK, and I'm the maintainer of WebCheck. WebCheck gives you X-ray vision for your website, so you can see what attackers already know. So in just 20 seconds, our all-in-one security and OSINT tool provides a comprehensive snapshot of your entire digital environment. My first experience with security and cybersecurity was just trying to hack my friends' websites at the same time as they were trying to hack me. And this was back with PHP. So there was actually always something that you could do to find your way into someone else's website. Quite often when I'm checking a website, there's a set of things that I always want to check, whether that's SSL certificate, whois records, DNS information. And what WebCheck lets you do is just put in a URL and get all of that data back really clearly and really quickly. Let me show you how it works.
To initiate a scan, you just need to enter the URL to the website you want to check. You'll see the data come in live on the results page. Here we can see all public information about your website, like where the server is located, what technologies we used to build it, a summary of its quality including performance metrics, SEO and best practices, information about the headers, a trace route, what firewall it's using, the global rank of your site over time, its DNS records, any TLS security issues and how you can fix them, as well as other security metrics. We checked over 20 block lists to ensure that your site won't be impacted by any of those. We've got an estimated carbon footprint of your website, and we can also see all of the pages within a site. Finally, you can download or inspect our raw data for further analysis. We've got an API coming very soon which will enable you to use this programmatically and implement into your own applications. If you'd like to find out more, check out our GitHub repository where WebCheck's code is hosted. Here you'll also find documentation including getting started guides for a range of systems and cloud services, as well as additional configuration options. We're actively working on V2, which includes AI insights, a more streamlined UI, a public API and CLI utility, as well as historical reports and change notifications. So stay tuned for that.
My name is Steve Masensky. I'm based in San Francisco, California, and I'm the maintainer of Nav2. Nav2 is the world's most deployed autonomous mobile robotics solution that powers everything from warehouse automation, autonomous tractors, last mile delivery, home robots, and so much more. When I was in high school, we had a BattleBots program where the ability to build combat robots and do the mechanical engineering side of robotic systems for that. I realized that if I want to continue with robotics, that the hard parts were in the software. Originally, the project started as a collaboration between myself while I was at Symbio Robotics and a team of engineers at Intel's Open Source Center. They had built out a lot of the original infrastructure along with me. So a lot of my role there was actually as somebody building real robot products, kind of correcting things that needed to be corrected for practical applications. Nav2 makes it easy to reliably and efficiently deploy robotics technologies. We provide state-of-the-art algorithms, product features, and proven capabilities in an extensible framework that powers the robotics industry. Let me show you how it works. Nav2 is built upon a set of modular task servers orchestrated by the Behavior Tree Navigator, or BT Navigator, to accomplish robot autonomy. Each task server computes some part of the autonomy problem. These are things like global path planning, local trajectory planning, high-level behaviors, smoothing, and more. But enough of that, let's see this in action. On the right-hand side, we use a 3D physics simulator gazebo to simulate a robot platform in a warehouse environment generating realistic sensor data. On the left-hand side, we have a 3D visualization software, which shows us the sensor data from the simulator, as well as Nav2's internal state information, things like cost maps and path plans. This also gives us the ability to command and control the system visually. So let's send our robot from its current position to another position across the warehouse. You can see the robot computes a valid path from its current state to that final goal state. It also smoothly and intuitively generates trajectories for the robot to follow this path while simultaneously avoiding obstacles and maximizing behavioral objective functions. But this is just the tip of the iceberg of what Nav2 has to offer. We also offer extensive developer and user documentation. If you'd like to learn more, please visit nav2.org or reach out to us directly at info.opennav.org. Thank you.
I'm Diego Marcos. I'm based in San Francisco, California, and I'm the maintainer of A-Frame. A-Frame is a tool that makes web-based 3D content creation accessible to anyone, regardless of technical expertise. It started as many of us as a kid playing video games, NES, Nintendo games, like typical Super Mario Brothers, and all of a sudden we got Doom, right? And later we got Quake, and it felt that magical moment is I need to understand how these things work. When I went through college, I specialized in 3D graphics, but professionally, I started A-Frame while working at Mozilla as a side project. A-Frame is a tool that makes the onboarding and the learning process to create 3D graphics much accessible to anyone. We want to give people a starting point that is very rewarding. So on 5 seconds, basically, you can have something on the screen that is fun to play with, and then it engages you to go to the next level, and over time you'll become an expert and you will be able to do amazing things. Let me show you how it works. In an HTML file, we define an async element that contains all 3D objects. We will add a box and a sphere with different positions and colors. As a result, you'll get an interactive 3D representation of those objects that is accessible from any device: desktop, laptop, mobile, and VR and AR headsets. Today, we have a growing community of tens of thousands of developers. Generative AI workflows will make A-Frame even more accessible, since you won't need a developer background to start with. Today, you can generate 3D models using natural language in a single line of HTML. Describe the object you want, and the corresponding 3D model automatically integrates into your scene. Soon, you'll be able to generate full scenes. First, describe the scene you want to get a basic representation using basic shapes that you can edit. Once you're happy with the result, you can generate the final scene in whatever style you want. Join the A-Frame community today. I can't wait to see what you all make.
I'm Michael Vandy. I'm based in San Francisco, California, and I am the maintainer of LangDrive. LangDrive is a simple library that makes it easy to fine-tune open-source LLMs with just a single API. I grew up in Sierra Leone. I've always loved building things. Later on, I stumbled upon the internet and learned how to code. That was one of the pivotal moments for me. I am not a native English speaker. I used to be really bad at emails, and that's actually how the idea for LangDrive came. It was something that I only built for myself on Christmas break 2022. Other people wanted to use it as well. And then it has grown from not only writing emails, but also helping people fine-tune models to do many other different things. Let me show you how it works. When you go to our GitHub repository, you can find one of our fine-tuning notebooks. For instance, this is a notebook that fine-tunes Falcon 7B. When you run the notebook on a Google Colab GPU, it creates a simple API where you can make an API call directly or use our CLI to send your fine-tuning data, specifying your model, and LangDrive will fine-tune the model for you. And if you want, we've also Dockerized these notebooks so you can run them on your own private GPU. You can use it to do many things. For instance, imagine you're a mortgage lender and your loan officers are overwhelmed with reviewing mortgage applications. Well, you can use LangDrive to quickly train a model to help with the review. Here's how it works. I have a folder on my computer with 1,000 sample mortgage applications. This will be our training data. Then, I can use the LangDrive CLI to say LangDrive train, specifying the training data and one of our supported models, plus my Hugging Face token. So this is a mortgage application review model trained on LangDrive using Llama 3 as a foundation model. We've built an application on top of this model where, as mortgage applications come in, it sends them over to the model, including attachments, and the model automatically extracts the relevant information and shows it to the loan officer in seconds. So now, a loan officer doesn't have to spend hundreds of hours going through hundreds of pages of applications to get the information that they need. Now they can get it in seconds. If you'd like to contribute to LangDrive, check out the GitHub repository and join our Discord server. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Andreas. I'm based in Austria, and I'm the maintainer of HackingBuddyGPT. We help security professionals to use AI for hacking in 50 lines of code or less. Last year in spring, the whole ChatGPT hype was just going on. I was sitting down at home and I had a very simple question. What could go wrong if I tell ChatGPT to hack my computer? Then I started to prototype that. Next week I showed that to Jürgen, my PhD supervisor. So we thought about, cool, let's write a paper about that, which we got published. Feedback was great. And then we thought about, okay, cool, let's switch our program, our prototype into a framework so that other people or other students can use the same. And they don't have to start from scratch. You can use AI to educate people. Security by obfuscation, for example, is still a big thing. Like proprietary protocols, you don't have access to that. You have to reverse engineer them. And that's one area where AI seems to be quite good. So we try to use AI as a stand-in to get more testing done. Let me show you how this works.
So you want to use AI to hack a system. Concretely speaking, you want to perform a Linux privilege escalation attack. So these are attacks where you start out as a normal user and you want to become the all-powerful root user. Using HackingBuddyGPT, you're now able to write down your idea into a prototype and then run the prototype against the system. And that's what we're doing right now. So what happens here is that we're using an AI to automatically investigate the target system for potential vulnerabilities. And then the AI will automatically try to abuse one of these vulnerabilities. And as you can see down here, it was able to do that, and it has become the all-powerful root user. We now pawned the system. If you are a defensive system administrator, you could run the same prototype against your system to check if you're vulnerable and then fix the system to make it secure again. Let's also take a look at the source code. So this is the full source code of the prototype that I've just shown you. And you can see that by using our framework, we were able to do this in 49 lines of code.
Do you want to know more? Join us on GitHub or Discord. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Akshay Agrawal. I'm based in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm a maintainer of Marimo. Marimo is an open source reinvention of the Python notebook designed for modern machine learning and data teams. During my PhD, I used computational notebooks, and I used it to power my research, my experiments, because this was the only programming environment where I could work with my data using Python and see it while I worked on it. But I was also really frustrated by the state of notebooks. It's time that someone just stepped up and designed a programming environment from first principles that was specifically designed for working with data and making it actionable. I designed the system that I wanted, and I had strong conviction that if I built this, it would resonate with a lot of people. Open source is the most effective way to build long-lasting tools, to build durable tools, to build highly effective tools. Let me show you what we're building. We'll start by installing Marimo with pip, and then we'll create a new notebook at the command line. We're looking at a blank Marimo notebook running in a web browser, and we're going to use Marimo to interactively explore a dataset of car models. The biggest difference between Marimo and Jupyter is that Marimo automatically keeps your code and outputs in sync. As we change the value of the index I here, the data frame output or row is updating automatically. This reactive execution model not only speeds up data exploration, it also makes your notebooks reproducible and prevents bugs before they happen. For expensive notebooks, you can configure Marimo to mark outputs as stale instead of running automatically. To get a full view of the data, let's wrap our data frame in mo.ui.table. We can see summary statistics for each column, and we can also select multiple rows at a time. For example, we can pull out all Chevrolet-made cars with just a couple of clicks. So this was just a toy example. Let's look at a more real one. This notebook visualizes the MNIST dataset, a collection of handwritten digits. Each point in the scatter plot represents a digit, and using simple UI elements, we can interactively explore the clusters and look at outliers using UI.table and another UI element, UI.altair chart. And by the way, with a single CLI command, you can run this notebook as a read-only web app. Our users at public companies, tech startups, and research labs share our belief that Marimo is the future of Python notebooks.
My name is Nami Oberst. I'm based in Greenwich, Connecticut, and I'm the maintainer of LLMWare. We make every CPU as good as a GPU. We developed an all-in-one kit that can run generative AI 100% locally on your laptop. I started working with large enterprises in highly regulated industries. They would have a lot of challenges adopting generative AI, so I wanted to help solve those problems using small language models. The idea of using fine-tuned small language models, I think, is still quite novel, and it's something that we're actually one of the pioneering voices in this space. If you think about GPT-4o as an example, that is a model that is supposed to be like 1 million things to 1 billion people. You don't need, in an enterprise setting, a model to do 1 million things. What you actually needed to do is something, probably one task, and by picking the right tools, you can do the same job with a much smaller model that's 1,000th of its footprint. Let me show you how it works. Here's an example of one of our out-of-the-box 1 billion parameter function calling model and workflow that allows users to interact with complex structured data like CSV or Excel files while using natural language. This is a demo of the model running on a regular laptop against a complex 100,000 cell spreadsheet with the inference speed being shown in real time. This allows business users to make queries and interact with large spreadsheets that would normally take the expertise of a data scientist. And we believe that this is just the beginning. Here's how easy it is to get started. Please visit our repo in GitHub, where we have over 100 examples, and of course, don't forget to leave a star, and pip install LLMWare. We also have over 50 videos on YouTube that walk you through some of our most popular examples in detail. Come join our growing community and see you soon.
Hi, I'm Weixue. I'm based in Paris, France. I'm one of the maintainers at Giskard. At Giskard, we provide a holistic testing platform for AI models. I think that it's really important to understand what AI is doing and to make it safer. Our CEO Alex was working on the AI models. They found that it's really difficult to know what AI models are doing and how can we trust the AI models and how the data scientists can test the models. So they finally built a startup to resolve the question. Personally, to me, the open source is as essential as the sunshine, the air, and the water now. It's quite nature to choose and support open source solutions because of the transparency. The transparency is also what our CEO highlights. He wanted to build something in public. Giskard can empower developers to automate the creation of test cases and also the scan reports. Let me show you how it works. Imagine that you are a data scientist working in a Python notebook with an LLM that answers questions about climate based on the climate change report from IPCC. You can simply install Giskard with LLM model through pipe. Then load the model, wrap the model and the dataset in Giskard. Next, run the Giskard scan. And here are the results. You can check the main vulnerabilities, such as hallucination, sensitive information disclosure, prompt injections, and more. After all of this, you can generate the test suits and leverage our Giskard Enterprise for the following steps. Our Giskard Enterprise helps AI product owners control the quality and security of all their LLM projects in one place. And our Giskard Enterprise Compliance module can help AI governance experts to track the level of compliance of each AI project and automate the documentation process. We are backed by founders of Hugging Face and Mistral AI, and our solution is trusted by major enterprises, including L'Oréal, Michelin, and AXA. Need to control AI risks? Contact us today.
Hey, my name is Vinny. I'm the co-founder and co-maintainer of Talkd.ai. We are an app that allows any developer to deliver quick customer support using AI technologies and their own custom data. My father used to have a technology company when I was a little guy, and during this period I became obsessed with development and computer science. Then I started learning PHP and ASP. I got to know Python when I was 16, and it completely changed my life. I chose to be a developer because of the language as well as the community. We started Talkd.ai because customer support is not homogeneous. It's something that underpaid people do, and there is no incentive on helping the customer. So we started looking deep into this problem, and we've seen that the companies that achieve greater success, they have a great customer support. Let me show you how it works. In order to get started, you need to clone the repository in your terminal. So with git clone and our URL that you get from our repository, you can clone, and as you can see, all the files are here. We're going to hop into our editor so we are able to copy and paste the content from the .m.sample to a .m file. And then we add our secret key from OpenAI. Going back to the terminal, you need to hit .compose and you will build the whole project in your machine. So it will become available in your local host and it can be accessible through any browser. After the container is healthy, you can go to localhost 8000 and go to your docs. Here you will be able to find any of the API endpoints that you have available through Talkd.ai. As you can see, it was able to explain a little bit on what was the accelerator. And now I'm going to ask about LLMWare. What is LLMWare? To see if it's still accurate. And as we can see, the response that it gave us is pretty clear and correct. That's Talkd.ai. If you would like to know more about the project, just go to our GitHub page and download our repo.
So, you've just seen the incredible projects that are building the future of open source AI in the GitHub Accelerator. These projects represent just a fraction of the innovation that's happening in AI today on GitHub from millions of developers all across the world. So please join me in congratulating the maintainers and the projects selected for the GitHub Accelerator this year. And thank you for watching.
Your support, your teamwork is how we fuel this ecosystem together. Thank you. Let's build from here.